The second game of the December 1991 LSAT tells us that we have exactly 7 houses on a street occupied by one of 7 families: K, L, M, N, O, P, and R. And all of these houses are on the same side of the street, which runs from west to east. All right, so we have 7 houses on a street running west to east. All right, so let's turn our attention now to the conditions. The first condition tells us that Ruttons do not live in the first or the last house on the street. The second condition tells us that the Khans live in the 4th house from the west end of the street. The third condition tells us that the Muirs live next to the Khans. So you notice that gives us 2 possibilities. Either we're going to have the Muirs in 5 or the Muirs in 3. And then the last condition tells us that the Piats live east of both the Khans and the Muirs, but west of the Lols. So that tells us that we can't have L appear first, second, or third, because we have at least 3 variables to the left of L. And we also know that P cannot be 7th. I'm not going to place the KM not rules because there's only 2 possibilities here that we should be aware of. And again, we've identified it already that M can only be 3rd or 5th. So again, one possibility would be to place M in 5. Again, K is in 4. Now we know in that scenario, P would have to be 6, L would have to be 7. And we know R can't be first, and the only 3 variables left are N, O, and R, which would mean that first would have to be either N or O. The other possibility is to have M show up 3rd, and you notice in that scenario we know far less. But again, this would be the setup for this game. I hope this was helpful. Let's move on to the 3rd game of this LSAT exam.